to our channel. Please don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. It means so much to us when you do. Today I'm going to give you an update on our foster mouse and teach you how to tame your small pet. The technique I'm going to teach you on taming will actually work for most any small pet. This is the technique we have used for rats, mice, and hamsters that we have owned and fostered. If you watched our last video, you know that we brought home a new foster mouse. She now has a name. It is Sprinkles because she is just so sweet. She was rescued by a very kind woman and taken into the care of one of the small animal rescues I fostered for. Sprinkles was very neglected before she was taken into the rescue, and when she came to the rescue, she was pretty scared of life and would only just hide under her wheel and wouldn't come out and play and didn't want to interact at all. However, it didn't take her long to come out of her shell and start to be curious in her cage. By the time she came into my care, she was already pretty curious about people, but she still didn't want us to touch her or pick her up. She wouldn't run from our hands, but she also didn't want us to touch her. So I'm going to show you the taming process that we have gone through with Sprinkles, but really this taming process will work for any of your small pets. And step one in taming is give your pet time to settle into their new home. And each pet, no matter the species, some hamsters are different, some mice are different, take a different amount of time to settle in. Some pets only need 24 hours, some pets need a week. And the way we decide when we start the next step is we watch for them to start coming out more in their cage, start exploring their cage, and not just hiding all the time. So we wait for them to stop hiding when we're in the room, and then we move to step two. And step two, once we see them out and exploring their cage, is to start getting them used to your hands being in the cage and your hands being associated with good things. So when they're out and exploring, do things like put your hand in the cage and put food down in a whole bunch of different places and drop treats, or gently move around the bedding, but don't try to touch your pet yet. Just let them get used to your hand being in the cage, because then they'll not going to have the instinct to run from you because you're not trying to mess with them, and they'll notice that you're putting food in and your hand is associated with good things. Once they don't run when your hand goes near them, then you can move to the next step, which is step three, this is where we started with Sprinkles, because she was already, when she came to us, the person that had rescued her originally had already started doing some of the taming process with her. So she was already down at step three when she came into my care, is start offering them treats. So I'll show you sweet videos, well actually one sweet video of me starting to offer her treats, and she declines it at first, which is fine. Sometimes they won't take the treat, but stay in this step until they start taking treats out of your hand often. So step three is just, do all the same things you were doing in step two, and then also offer them treats. And once they start taking those treats out of your hand, you can move to step four. And step four is the final step in our taming process, but it is probably the biggest one. And it is bathtub bonding, or you could use a playpen or something like that, but we use a bathtub, so we'll call it bathtub bonding with your pet. So once your pet starts taking treats out of your hand, you can move to this step. If they will take treats from you but still don't want to be picked up, you can gently encourage them to get into a tube or a tunnel, and you can use that to carry them to the bathtub safely, so they're not going to be super scared by your hand chasing them around the cage, and you can safely carry them to the bathtub or wherever you're going to be You will need a blanket and some yummy treats to offer them while you're in there, and then also some places for them to hide. You'll put the blanket down on the bottom of the bathtub and you'll get in and sit with them and let them run around and climb on you and offer them treats. And the biggest thing that we do during this step is the treats we give during bathtub bonding, we don't give any other time, because we want that to be the most fun. So yogurt drops and things like that are not super good treats for pets because they have lots of sugar. But sometimes in the beginning of the taming process, we will use those for bathtub bonding just because they're, like candy and not super good for them. So we'll use that in the beginning just a little bit so they start liking to go to the bathtub because they know that they're going to get those candies. And after you have gone to this step, you need to do bathtub bonding every night, and we do it every night at the same time. So our pet gets in the routine with us and knows what time is their playtime to come out. And it makes it so when we come in their room, and we usually, for our family and most of our pets actually, because most of our smart pets are crepuscular, so they're awake during dawn and dusk, we tend to do bathtub bonding in the evening after dinner before the kids go to bed. And so we have our family nightly routine. We get everybody fed dinner. We go in the small pet room and see who's awake yet. And depending on, where each of our fosters and our own pets are in this process, we start with one and move down the list and take them into the bathtub and let them have playtime and get their yummy treats and spend time with us. And you'd be surprised how quickly these little pets learn their routine. They know what time it's time for them to come out and play, and they start enjoying their time with you, and they will quickly become such a wonderful, outgoing member of your family that will enjoy being with you. If you have other tips and tricks that you use for taming your pets, please comment them down below. But these are the ones that have worked for us, and we really enjoy doing them because we don't scare any of our little small pets. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you come back and watch more. Thanks. Bye.